Hello, my name is Eric Wiedeke, and this is a Take 5 for the Miami Marlins on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. Before we get started here, I do want to encourage everyone outside of the state of Florida, at least, to use promo code 5 on Prize Picks for an initial deposit match up to $100. That's code FIVE for an initial deposit match on Prize Picks up to $100. So I want to get into it really quickly here. And in this Take 5, I'm going to be making the case for Dane Myers to make the Marlins opening day roster in 2024. Dane Myers is an outfield prospect who was selected by the Marlins in the minor league portion of the Rule 5 draft in 2023 and debuted with the team, batting .269 for the Marlins. But he really made an impact in the fan base with his play in the minor leagues, eventually earning a call-up. Dane Myers at 28 years old, it's a little odd calling a guy at that age a prospect, but when you consider his journey to the big leagues, it has been a little bit of a tenuous one. As a guy who was drafted to be a pitcher out of Rice for the Tigers, Dane Myers, up to about 2019, was a full-time pitcher in the Tiger system, but over the pandemic, made the switch to become a position player and has not looked back since then. He's only played about 2 full seasons at the minor league level as a hitter, but when you look at the overall tools and the skill set for this young man, I think it just makes a lot of sense for him to be on the Marlins roster. This is a guy who was in the 89th percentile in sprint speed, 86th percentile in arm strength in baseball last year. His hard hit percentage was 51.2, would have been 15th in all of baseball last year. I know small sample size theater, but the numbers in the minors also back this up. Well above average exit velocity at 91.8 miles per hour off the bat, 88.4 being the major league average last year. You look at what he did in 2022 with the Tigers: 25 homers, 22 steals. He did strike out at a clip of about 28%, but he knocked that down in 2023 in his second full season to 18%. So what does this tell us about this young man? Also, needless to say, he's been on fire in the spring, batting .414 for the Marlins, 3 home runs, an OPS of 1228 to this point in the spring. He's been easily the Marlins' best offensive player throughout the spring. Now, I know that the spring doesn't mean much. I understand that. I see that. I hear that. But we're painting a picture of a guy who is, one, incredibly toolsy all around, really solid in the field, big arm, fast. The ball comes screaming off his bat. And then on top of that, he's shown that he can improve in the approach aspect. You know, you cut down a 28% K rate to about 18% in 2023 in the minors, and then that goes down to about 21.9% in the spring this year, which is doable. You can absolutely live with that. And then you look at the potential of what a Dane Myers can be. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that this is a guy that can be a 2020 guy at the major league level. Is he a late bloomer? Absolutely, sure. But when you account for the fact that this is a guy that was drafted as a pitcher for one, pitched 3 minor league seasons, and then made the move to be a hitter, and in his 2 full minor league seasons since then, has been fantastic at the minor league level, comes up in the majors, hits well at first, runs into a slump, and then gets sent down almost immediately. Now, to be fair, Dane Myers was called up primarily because of injuries to the Marlins, to guys on the 26-man roster. So I understand that, once health dictated that he needed to go back down, he needed to go back down. But this is a guy that's incredibly toolsy, has shown the requisite improvement. I just, on a team where the Marlins are going to need a lot of offense, I think you have to opt for the upside that a guy like Dane Myers provides. Because when you look at what he did, at least his track record within the Marlins organization between the minors last year and the spring this season, and what he showed even when he was up in the majors last year, I think it's a no-brainer for him to make the roster. Sure, that means possible, who goes down, whether it's Vidal Brujan to the IL to start the season or what have you. I just think at this point there's no question that this guy needs to be on the roster. The tools, the skill set, all of it is just way too important to pass over. I'm looking at Dane Myers and I'm saying he needs to be on the Marlins roster overall. This is a guy that's incredibly toolsy, has shown improvement as far as becoming a better hitter, and that's really what he needs to do in order to take that next step. And I think that we're in the middle of it right now. In the spring, we're seeing it with him. It's starting to click, and I think that this is a guy that can be very productive for the Marlins in 2024. And so I think he's made the case for himself. He needs to be on the roster come opening day 2024. This was my Take 5. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. My name is Eric Wiedeke. You can follow me on Twitter at Eric Wiedeke. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.